Throughout much of the rest of the course, I'm going to be breaking down the three main sectors of your business: engineering, marketing, and sales, and talking a little bit about what 3DEXPERIENCE can do for each of those. We're going to start with engineering, my bread and butter, and on the screen here I have listed three types of the common types of engineering: mechanical engineering, civil engineering, and electrical engineering. Under each of those I have listed a few roles that you could find which could be applied to those. For mechanical engineering, we have roles such as the structural designer, fluid dynamics engineer, and dynamic systems engineer. For civil engineering, we have roles such as building structures engineer, civil designer, and computational designer for construction. And for electrical engineering, we have roles such as electrical 3D systems engineer, systems electric power library, and 3D routed systems designer. Now I know that's a mouthful, and that's a lot of roles to go over, and I'll only be going over a couple of roles for each of the sectors of your business. However, there are over 500 roles available to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, which means that even though the applications are broken down into these roles, it still can be hard to find the one right for you. If you need help, be sure to contact Swift Solutions and we'll be able to help you find what's right for your company. I'll include the contact information in the supplementary material below. Next up, we're going to be taking a bit more of an in-depth look at the structural designer role and what it could do for your company. So here we have the structural designer role. Up above, it includes a list of the applications included with the role, and these are all based on linear analysis, or a structural analysis. So this includes applications such as linear structural validation and simulation job monitor. These will allow you to complete things such as a force analysis on the part you are designing, and the simulation job monitor will allow you to keep track of all your simulations running. Now, all of these apps can be used together in your process, and another app that includes a cool feature is the Credits and Tokens app. This allows you to purchase credits, and how this works is for the simulation-based apps on the platform, you are allowed up to 4 local computing cores, and you can use credits and tokens to purchase access to more power via the cloud. So you can purchase access up to 32 cores from the cloud, and this will use the tokens. So if you have a more powerful simulation that you need to run, you are able to pay in tokens, and this again reduces that need for that high-end computing hardware. So here, next up, we'll take a quick look at it being used in action. Here you can see the structural designer role in action. So you can take your parts directly from the model that you have created and apply any conditions such as constraints and forces and run your structural analysis on those. Once you have ran your structural analysis, you can modify the parts directly within the model based off of those results. You can then review those results with your team with the collaborative features of the Business Innovator role on the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. Next up, we'll take a look at the Fluid Dynamics Engineer role. Here we have the Fluid Dynamics Engineer role. This provides applications that are focused on carrying out fluid flow as well as heat transfer simulations. As you can see, this also has the Credits and Tokens app, meaning that you can also use your 4 local computing cores, but can purchase access of external power of up to 32 cores using the credits, which can be purchased via the platform. Now this has applications such as fluid model creation, fluid scenario creation, and simulation model preparation to ensure that your simulation is fully and properly set up to ensure that you don't waste any time and any credits on an improper simulation run. Now you may have noticed in the last role as well as this one, there are some tools such as collaborative IP management and collaborative lifecycle. This provides the tools that will also help you keep track of the project and its lifecycle, meaning that you're not only involved in the simulation itself, but also in ensuring that the project is on track and keeping in collaboration with your team. Next up, just as we did with the last one, we'll take a look at the video of the role in action. So here we can see the Fluid Dynamics Engineer role in action. So this will allow you to run your fluid flow as well as heat transfer analysis simulations. You can take your parts directly from your model and apply your conditions such as inlet and outlet and any air conditions or heat transfer conditions. You can run the simulation as an internal or external simulation, and you can receive the results in gradient plots, streamlines, vector fields, and more. And this will allow you to take your up to 32 cores and complete your simulations in time for your project to stay on track. Next up, we're going to take a look at 3DEXPERIENCE Solidworks. So here we have a really exciting offer available to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, and that's 3DEXPERIENCE Solidworks. Maybe it's just me because I'm a Solidworks user, but this is just a great package offered. So there's three offers for roles, and each of these roles is actually a group of different roles, but you will find the standard, professional, and premium offers in the 3DEXPERIENCE catalog as their own roles. The standard offer includes access to the 3D Creator role, 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks Standard, as well as the Collaborative Industry Innovator and Collaborative Business Innovator roles. The professional offer includes all those previous as well as the 3D Sculptor role, and the premium offer includes all those previous as well as the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks Simulation Designer role. Now, the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks is the SolidWorks that you know and love on your desktop, and these are offered in the standard packages that you would normally see: standard, professional, and premium. This would give you access to the tools that you were used to using, and this would be used for your powerful design work. This would also give you the benefit of getting rid of some of those upfront costs as well as maintenance costs as you were introduced to SolidWorks. Now, the additional 3D Creator role allows you to do some cloud-based modeling, and this is a simplified modeling, so it's not as in-depth as the actual desktop SolidWorks, but is great for on-the-road design reviews or simple idea creation. The Collaborative Industry Innovator as well as the Collaborative Business Innovator are the building blocks of the 3DEXPERIENCE platform. This provides you with basic functionality in terms of collaboration and ensuring your project stays on track. The professional offer includes the 3D Sculptor role, which gives you more of an organic modeling. It's sub-D modeling, so if you've ever used SolidWorks for surfacing, you know there is some limitations when it comes to that, so this provides a solution to overcome that problem. And then the premium offer includes the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks Simulation Designer, and this would be equivalent to something like the add-on that you typically would find with SolidWorks for simulation. So this would provide you with all the simulation tools that you were used to using. It's just, it can be purchased separately, so this is just a package deal, but if you were to buy the standard offer, you could buy the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks Simulation Designer to be able to access the simulation tools available to SolidWorks. So next up, we're going to take a look at the SolidWorks 3DEXPERIENCE and 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks in action. Here we can see the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks role in action. So this would allow you to carry out design just as you normally would expect within the desktop version of SolidWorks, except you are now connected to the 3DEXPERIENCE platform, meaning that you'll never lose that data again. It's continuously connected, so your data will be able to drag and drop from that extension there on the window, and then you will be able to automatically save to the 3D drive. Now, other than that, the behavior is the same. You're able to design parts, create drawings, and more, just as you would with the desktop version of SolidWorks. And you're also able to carry out the lifecycle management and ensure every part is in the correct stage with the 3DEXPERIENCE Collaborative Industry Innovator role. Now, this is showing a little bit how XDesign is compatible with the SolidWorks, so you can design parts within the XDesign and drag and drop into SolidWorks, and it will act just as a part would as an actual SolidWorks part. The same goes for X-Shape, so you're able to design these organic shapes, which you normally wouldn't be able to do just with SolidWorks alone, and it's very compatible with SolidWorks, so you're able to just use those parts within the SolidWorks platform itself. We'll be looking a little bit more at XDesign and X-Shape in depth on their own coming up in a minute. So here we can have an individual look at each of those two roles that were introduced to the 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks roles, the 3D Creator and the 3D Sculptor role. Now, you may notice that each of these have derived format converter as an app, and what this does is it allows you to take your SolidWorks modeling data and use that in the cloud-based modeling, and take your cloud-based modeling, whether that is 3D Creator or 3D Sculptor, and use that in your SolidWorks desktop app. Next up, we have the SolidWorks linking app, and what this does is it allows you to connect your 3DEXPERIENCE platform to the SolidWorks desktop. This provides an extra length of compatibility between the two and ease for the user, as we know that 3DEXPERIENCE is focused on user experience. Next up, we have the modeling apps themselves. For the 3D Creator, we have XDesign, which allows for simple 3D modeling, similar to you would find in SolidWorks, but the capabilities are much lower. So this is more for on-the-road, simple design changes or idea creation, nothing major. Depending on your use case, it may be all you need. And then for the 3D Sculptor, we have X-Shape. This provides the ability to create more organic shapes with a clay-like push and pull environment. So this will help if you have some limitations in the SolidWorks surfacing world. This can help overcome that issue. Next up, we're going to take a quick look of a video for each of these roles in action. Here we can see the 3D Creator role in action. This utilizes XDesign for the design purposes, which has a very similar interface to Solidworks. It has some enhancements such as automatic flyouts for sketches as well as automatic dimensioning. However, all of the features will be very similar. The callouts the dialog boxes may be a little bit different, but the functionality will be the same. It even has features such as design guidance, which you can place constraints on the model and apply forces, and the model will automatically be generated based on those constraints and forces. You can even go through an iterative process to ensure that your model is as refined as you would like it to be. Next up, we're going to take a look at the 3D Sculpture role a little bit more in depth. Here we can see the 3D Sculpture role in action. So as you can see, you start with just a basic block, which is like a block of clay. You can push and pull this just as you would with clay. You can do this with vertices, edges, or faces, or groups of the three. This will allow you to create some organic shapes, which typically in SolidWorks, it would have been done with something such as surfacing. Now this does have some constraints as it's very rule driven, and if you don't have everything just proper, you will receive a lot of errors. This gives you a little bit more creative freedom when it comes to creating these organic shapes. This is even compatible within SolidWorks, so you can take these parts that you have designed within X-Shape and place them directly into your SolidWorks assembly. That's it for 3DEXPERIENCE SolidWorks. Next up, we're going to take a look at how 3DEXPERIENCE can help your marketing team.